Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to prime an MX5 oil pump. This is off the 1.8. This is an original Mazda part number B6S8-14-100J. When they come from Mazda, you don't get any instructions whatsoever. It's basically a pump in a box and you've got to try and figure everything out for yourself. Now, in with the kit, you get an O-ring, then you get a little plug, which is part number B9930-71000. This is a pressure fit, and basically you have the little hole over here. Push that in there and just hammer it in basically, and it's a pressure seal fit. Now with the pump it comes bone dry. I've read loads of programs on how to try and prime a pump. There doesn't seem to be any instructions anywhere on how to do it. Just lots of different ways, but nothing set in concrete. These pumps, when I first took them out, they were rattling, the cogs were rattling like mad inside. Obviously they're bone dry. So what I've done, I wasn't sure how tight the back plate bolts go. Luckily enough, on these ones there are little Torx bits, where the other ones on the original pump that come off the car was a Phillips. They were torqued down to 12 Newton meters. These bolts here, basically I just set the torque wrench and just kept clicking until I knew I had the right pressure. So a couple of things: you want to take the cogs out from there. Take note that the dots face upwards, and the bit of a recess on the back goes down into the back of the cam. There's different ways where you put engine oil in there. People put them in dry and turn the engine over a spanner, etc. But I've come across a load of instructions on Max Turbo forum where it actually says that you have to lube both cogs inside the housing, and then the pressure relief valve down there. Basically I've taken it out, the plunger's still in there, which I'm going to poke it out in a second, which you can do. If you just take a look inside there, you can see the body of the pressure relief valve, and we will push that out in a moment. Just run some good old assembly lube down inside there, work it a little bit, put the spring back in, clip on top. So what we're going to do, basically we're going to work on these, start packing these out with grease. They're quite a tight fit. So just going to get loads of Vaseline, do the cogs up. Like I said, these rattle around like mad. When you're in the box, you can shake the box and you can actually hear them. Make sure the little star, the little dot faces up. Get some Vaseline into the body. Apparently the Vaseline acts like a vacuum and helps suck up the oil. So that's the main body in. Make sure that, like I said, the dot faces up. Second cog, the dot faces up again, or faces you. There's no set thing, it just says put Vaseline in there in some of the forums, so I'm just going to pack a load in there. Try to get a nice tight seal. Make sure that the cogs are housed properly. You may need to give them a little turn, just get the cogs to a line. All I'm going to do then is just pack Vaseline everywhere, all the way around the outside. In between the teeth. There's no way in the world, given the damage I have happened to my engine from an oil pump failure, that I want to risk starting up with the dry pump again and having all the bills, machining, pistons, rings, and all of that. We will tidy all the edges up, bringing it so with a rag and wipe it all down. Like so. Let's see if we can get the little pressure relief valve to pop out. Doesn't want to come out, so what I'm going to do is just put a few drops of assembly lube down into the barrel, then work it a few times, push it up, take it down, then get the spring goes over the top, the collar goes over the top. Then what you need to do is press it all down as hard as you can and push the spring through from the back. I'll do it in a second. When I haven't got Vaseline on my hands, it's probably a good idea. Right. So now that I've got the Vaseline put in, I've got the pressure relief valve all Vaselined up, what I want to do is put a little bit more in using, so all the gaps are taken up with the Vaseline. A little bit into the body. This is where the Vaseline, this is where the oil pickup touches to the strainer. Make sure that the strainer is really clean, because you don't want it sucking any crap up through. Make sure your gasket face is nice and clean. There is a gasket which goes between the strainer and the pump. The part number for that is B6BF-14-248. Then what you want to do then is get the lid. There's some little recesses around the plate. I'm just going to pack some into there. And that's all good. Right, what I'm going to do now is just clean up the edges, the mating surfaces where the plate meets it. Plate only goes on one way, so the recess is face down. Like so. It's a little bit hard to do this because I've got Vaseline on my fingers, this will just slip a little bit. Sorry about this. So it's get a little Torx bit. It's a T30 torque bit on these ones. I know the original pumps have a Phillips, like a very large Phillip attachment. From what I can see, there's no information on this at all, like torque patterns, torque specs or anything like that. I can't find anything. There's no gasket between the two. So what I'm going to do is just torque them opposites like you would if you're doing a cylinder head or something like that. It's a bit weird how they come from Mazda and there's no instructions whatsoever for these. It just makes everything look... You got to do your own guesswork with them. And having no information on a primer pump is a bit ridiculous, given how important these things are. So the first couple of spins when you're turning the engine over will it won't be pumping anything but air. Alright, you could say you're not going to have your spark plugs connected or your fuel pump relay disconnected. But the pistons are still moving in my eyes. Parts still moving and they need lubricating. Right, 12 newton meters. Just going to do them all up. Do the opposites. Torque wrench isn't clicking. So it's a brand new torque wrench. There we go. So they're all down. You don't want to over tighten these. They're not very big at all, really. So back on them with the top spring. The spring only goes in one way, so you make sure your pressure relief valve's in first, right down the bottom. So we've lubricated at the barrel with some Lubricating lube. Spring goes into the top, keep wriggling it around and it will. In a second, he says. There we go. So that's sucked into the spring in the bottom. You have a little cap with a bit of a concave on the bottom. That goes on top of the spring. Split pin goes from, look, the body, the out face, through. This is very hard to do with Vaseline on my fingers. So what I'm going to do is just get along those parts just to take the pressure off the spring, off the clip. Brilliant, that'll be the blood. I don't think you can ever say you worked on a car until you're bleeding everywhere. Right, so we got the split pin through, and we just bend them back on themselves. So then they're out on their way. Whoop. Excuse the blood. There we go, I prefer red anyway. So these here, what you're going to do is just going to bend these back. Make sure they're not going to hit the body or anything like that. Sorry about this. I'll finish it off in a minute when I haven't got Vaseline on mine, but basically you're getting the picture. So you're packing the cogs, tighten them down to 12 newton meters. That's what my torque wrench was set at. It was clicking, so I was trying to tighten them up, just gently trying to find the torque pressure. Started clicking at 12. If you want to be safe, torque it down to 10 newton meters. So the inlet here, this is where it starts sucking the oil up from. You have the gasket which goes between the two. As I said before, is part number B6B F14248. So that goes across there. Then you put your big housing on, which goes over to your oil, to the sump. So we've lubricated up the pressure relief valve. Then all we have to do then is we have a tiny little O-ring. The O-ring goes in this recess here. So as the pump goes onto the car, this way, as you're looking at the crank, it goes in the top left corner over here. And you're just going to put the O-ring, pop the O-ring into there, I always put mine in a bit of oil first. And then the RTV sealant goes across these lines. I'm not going to put them on the car now because the engine's still having work done to it. Just remember, when you go to put the oil pump onto the car, the crank nose will have 2 flat edges. Make sure the flat edges go into there and it will bolt in properly then. And tighten it down for torque specs. I'm not going to show you to do that because loads of videos already showing you how to do it. Hope this helps.